Well, welcome and greetings, my League of Eagles. It's Monday and we're back. We gather here every Monday for leaders and legacy and style, the divine, masculine, and feminine. I hope you missed us. We missed being here, but there's so much that's brewing for you. We're streaming now on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And I'm always grateful to be connecting with you today and every Monday and every time that we come to you. I'm Joy Ruffin, your Minister of Enlightenment, Awareness, and Awakenings, and your signature style and leadership specialist. Well, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, you know that word, power. Oh, it's a big word, and it's a word that I love, and I bet you do as well. But we're going to qualify it a wee bit today. We're diving into our theme, which is your power in bloom unfolding. It's a great new beginning that we're starting here. Can you believe this is the second day of March? So what I'm going to do is ask you, my eagles, to settle in, sit back, relax, and let's talk about something that's very, very prevalent here. And what might that be? Well, we're going to talk about something that's called alignment. When we talk about the divine femininity and the divine masculine combined, well, that's what we're talking about, alignment. And my League of Eagles, you wouldn't be here if you weren't part of the trailblazers, the front runners, and the pioneers. The time is now. It's not next year, my League of Eagles. It's not when society permits. And it's not when validation arrives. The time is now. It is a new era, a new awakening. Divine alignment is rising. The masculine and the feminine united. Power and balance aligned. Ooh, doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that feel good? Strength and softness harmonizing together. For too long, our conditioning, we saw these as opposites. We were taught separation, hardened ourselves to survive, softened ourselves for acceptance. It's over. It's gone. For those who are awakening and those who are ready to rise. Because alignment is calling us higher. Integrate, not divide, my eagles. Embody the truth. Let's stop performing. Let's get to the truth and return home to our wholeness. It was originated from the beginning of time, but somehow we don't go back. We move forward. We drop the ball. We did. Some of us can admit it and some of us can't. As your Minister of Enlightenment, Awareness, and Awakenings, you bet. I'm not entertaining. I'm reminding you today, you were never meant to fragment your being. And not to overpower it or under. That word power is a great aphrodisiac, but it's how we use it. True leadership begins within. So how often have you heard me say, know thyself? Not in boardrooms, not on platforms, not in applause. Know yourself from within. It begins inside you. When masculine structure is aligned with feminine intuition, you move differently. You choose differently. And the world feels different. Because alignment, and we get so much of this on the social media platforms. I don't know about you, but I bet you're in the same camp. You watch sometimes and you say, what are they saying? What are they doing? What is this? Alignment is not loud. It's the clear truth. It's steady power, and it's anchored in love. When you embrace your fullness, you move in alignment with purpose and clarity, with intuition. When it meets your intellect, you'll begin to move with clarity. And you will also stop apologizing for power. Nothing wrong with the word power. It's how we use it, how we embrace and embody it. Because when we do, we will stop diminishing our softness We will move with more confidence. And that's not being dominant. It's our sacred wholeness. Wholeness becomes magnetic. Don't you love that word? Because it's within you, within me, all of us. The world is shifting. We all see it. Systems are trembling now. Much of the old, it's outdated, it's gone, it's passé. The old models are collapsing, built on ego games, built on imbalanced cycles. Now, you've heard me say often, I am old-fashioned, I'm old school, and back in the day. You betcha. But aligned with that is my love for the new technology. But it's how are we going to use it? How are we going to have a friendship with it that's in harmony with much of the foundational old, not all, because what rises next is now. It will be shaped by those who understand harmony deeply, who value balance, who lead with conviction, yet remain compassionate. Power without love corrupts, and love without power dissolves. Alignment is our future. And when you embody it, it's your call. You're not waiting. You are choosing yourself first. You are the women of tomorrow. You are the trailblazers, the pioneers, the front runners. There's no denying that. My League of Eagles, it's an evolution that we're about. Not a revolution, an evolution for ourselves. We're not imitating what masculinity is all about. Not ever. We're not being submissive with our femininity either. We're integrating and embodying our womanhood as we rise into our greatness and the genius of our divine femininity. That is the leadership that's being called forth. The next generation needs. The next generation needs. Every generation gives and takes from the other. That's always been since the beginning of time. Why have we dropped the ball now? And it's not to be judgmental, but it is to have a heavy discernment. Authentic leadership is changing. It's no longer fitting the systems of old. It's not designed so much for wisdom as divine femininity. Wisdom matters, and that's what's taking over. We redesign those systems. The old programming and conditioning and sexualizing, how we've been objectified and marginalized, it's gone. It's over. But we can't do it with blame. We can't be bashing and emasculating anyone, and we can't blame ourselves. For decades, we as women learned success means suppressing our emotions. We couldn't do this, we can't do that, we can't say this. It's over. But how we use this harmony and balance is how we began to rise and meet the success that's ours. This new era, it calls for an equilibrium, equality. It calls for balance in our leadership, our strategy and sacred space, negotiation and nurturing together. You can be strong and feminine at the same time. The pioneers are integrated. They are not hardened. Their voice carries authority because it carries truth. Truth is what heals the soul ultimately. You remember I'm always saying heart and soul connected? Their presence shifts rooms because it is grounded. This is not rebellion for the sake of rebellion alone. This is restoration work, restoring balance within leadership. We so need that. You don't have to be a genius to look out and see and feel what's permeating the stratosphere now. So my League of Eagles, my eagle, it's time for us to stop asking for the seat offered to us at the table. It's time for us to start building new tables. Tables where collaboration replaces competitiveness. A table where clarity replaces chaos. The table where emotional intelligence is not mocked anymore, but respected and honored. Women are known for that. And when a woman stands fully in alignment, she does not need to shout to lead. Shouting is over. Alignment speaks. It has words that are unspoken because your presence, your being, your image, all of that speaks to the greatness and the gift of you. That is why, or this is why urgency is prevalent now. Because younger women are watching those of us who are more seasoned. They observe our self-talk. They study our choices. They notice our standards. There's no getting around that. I remember back in the day when many of the older would sit on the porch or stand in the doorway or sit at the table and we talk about how awful the younger generation was. I bet you had some of that too. Well, that's over. Have discernment, but let's not judge because each gives to each other a lot of what's needed. They watch body treatments. I'm talking about the younger generation now. They watch how we dress. They watch how we lead, and they watch how we love and how we love ourselves first. If we embody imbalance, they inherit confusion later. Imbalance is not what they seek. If we embody alignment, they inherit stability today. And for a footnote, which I think most of you might know, it's up to all of us to bind together, blend together. The suicide rate among the younger generation is higher than it's ever been. There's a reason for that. Our responsibility is sacred. Leadership is rooted in alignment. It does not blame anyone. It does not point fingers at men or women. It knows imbalance touches all. The goal is unity, restored at a higher consciousness. That is the future. That is the future that we're all seeking. Woo, that's a lot to take in, isn't it? But remember, we're talking about power. And some of those old words that were so prevalent back in the day, and they're still here, I think it's time for us to realign with them. We're talking about deportment, decorum, your demeanor. Let's end with that and take a little reset. I want you to ponder that and think about that a wee bit. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about how you honor yourself, not the theory of who and what we have been taught that we are, but how you honor yourself. So stay seated while we go to our reset. So how about me asking you again to join my Facebook group, Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies. Don't I say each and every time that we come together, and you do belong here. If you are in the League of Eagles, and if you are a pioneer or a woman of tomorrow, always seeking and looking for what's next and best for your generation and the generation behind and ahead of you, then it's time to get your vision, your mission, and your purpose out there. So join the group, but don't only join the group, go and speak to and align with some of the other women in the group. See how you can collaborate and be a partner to each other in a way that's profitable for both of you. It's not about the money, but it's about what you give to each other and how you can blend and nurture each other. And then I also have to tell you that there's a YouTube channel, Joy Ruffin, Fashioning Femininity, Style, and Truth. And you know, I want you to go here and not only subscribe, leave me your comments, the good, the bad, and the so-so. We don't do ugly here, but leave me your comments of what you want more of and what you like less of, what you're looking for, how it's going to enable you to get to where you need to be, because we're talking about fashioning femininity, yours, style, and truth. And it's not about tight hugging and clinging. And I want you to be thinking about that. And I have a question that I'm going to ask you right here and now to be thinking about. But for now, how about making sure that you take a screenshot or a snapshot and get to my complimentary bundle. This is the beginning birth of what could be a lot of wow factor for you. And it's a good beginning, a little bit of everything. And then you can make an appointment so we can meet and greet. And there's a lot of other things that we'll be talking about a little bit later. But make sure you take a screenshot or a snapshot and join me here. Now let's talk about this honor yourself. Not as a theory, but as a practical practice. Honor yourself in action. Honor your boundaries daily. Honor your standards always. And honor your sacred name. Now, before we go any further, we're going to talk about legacy. It does not begin with followers and applause. It begins with self-respect. And I have this question for you. Oh boy. Some people are going to go far off the rails. They're going to go deep in the rabbit hole because they don't want to hear, the they people, what I'm about to say here. I've often wondered, and I want to leave this with you. I want to leave this with you so it can percolate, marinate, and I want you to give it some serious thought. From the beginning of time, it was expressed to us that we were best off to show our femininity and our divineness by showing our breasts, the top B. I often wondered why, even when I was 20, younger, teenager, and then as I aged, why do we have to show them? Everybody, we have them. Why is it the entertainment industry that I love, it's skin, it's the sexual parts of the feminine body? Those days are over. You can still showcase them, but they don't have to be shown with the skin. And it doesn't matter your money, your age, your education, your background. I see women who are powerful in their fashion, I suppose, who are still doing that. I'm saying, why? It's not necessary. That's for you, your partner, your significant other, your husband, your wife, your mate. We know it's there. And if you think that's enticing men, is that the man you want? So align with those who see what you see, feel what you feel, and are ready to step forward in purpose and power. And power does not evolve around your top B. I just want you to think about that. And I'm not a fuddy-duddy. I'm not attempting to be Mother Teresa. I am old school, old fashioned back in the day, but I love the technology. But I'm just wondering, why have we always presented that, especially at certain times? It's just not necessary anymore when you begin to own your power. This month, we're celebrating your power in full bloom, unfolding in grace right here and right now. And blooming, my League of Eagles, it's important. A flower does not force itself open. It unfolds when conditions are right and ready. And my eagle, the time is now. We are ready. Many were forced early, forced to perform maturity before feeling safe inside, forced to display strength before truly being supported by it, but now unfolding is intentional and conscious. It is owned completely. What we're asking you to do is showcase your essence at your core. Heart and soul connected. Release imitation and fear. It will not happen overnight. I am not attempting to be a psychiatrist here, but I've been around the block a few times. So when we say release borrowed identities now, release outdated conditioning right here and now. And whatever you do, release inherited limitations that you've been forced to abide in. Walk away from old programming. Walk away from old conditioning patterns. Away from body exploitations. Oh, that's such a big one. There's no need. You want to showcase the essence and the core of you. And forever, the time is now to walk away from the sexualized branding that we've all been privy to. Hypersexuality was never true empowerment for women, but we bought into it. True empowerment for women It simply was a distraction, my eagles. When worth becomes currency, we disconnect from power. When abandoned inner authority, we abandon our inner authority. True power is not in display alone. True power is embodiment. We are being asked to reveal something deeper. Here I go, heart and soul connection. Ask, sit, whatever it is for you, meditate, journal. What is that heart and soul connection for you? It's not about your body parts. Walk away from the old programming that equated value back in the day, no longer. Equated value with your appearance only. The reason that I added leadership and signature style specialists is because that know thyself, and before you can lead anyone else, is leading you. And that's why so many fade away in and out. Style is not about seduction. Signature style is sacred expression. It's style, which is your inner truth. And we're not talking about every day when you're running around doing your errands and so on and so forth. We're talking about when you go out to present and meet, when you're working in corporate and business, meeting, outer presentation. That's power in full bloom, because that power does not seek validation. It radiates assurance today. It knows who she is. It knows what you carry, and it does not apologize for it. We all love fashion, style, the entertainment industry, communications industry, in one way or another. They're all changing as we're all changing. But it's time to rise to your core, our core. Let's not attack the past. Let's not accuse anyone anymore. Let's transcend this time together as we step into our power. Blame keeps us anchored to pain, and it loops over much of what we need to accept. Awareness frees our responsibility. We acknowledge systems clearly without surrendering to resentment that will eat your insides out. We recognize imbalance gently without being consumed wholly. To build a community of which we're doing here, my League of Eagles, of female leaders who lead without blame, is revolutionary and mature, and it's an evolutionary section of ourselves that we began to embrace and embody now. And it does require emotional intelligence. It requires courageous compassion. Ooh, I love that word, compassion. Humility. And let's add in a little bit of humor. It requires sacred sisterhood. When women gather together without comparison or competing, without silent judgment patterns, something sacred forms within. A collective strength multiplies. We now know ourselves fully. That awareness changes everything. Ownership is power now. Power expressed through love. It's stable and invincible. Love does not mean being passive. Love means principled strength. It means rooted truth. Firm without cruelty, always compassionate without weakness. Legacy is not only what we build in business, legacy is what we imprint our hearts on our hearts and our futures. Legacy is atmosphere created, standards normalized, is how people feel in our presence. When masculine and feminine are aligned within us, we become safe leaders. We become stable leaders. We become visionary leaders. The era is here, and it's now. Alignment is not coming. Those who step forward will shape what's next. So connect, my League of Eagles, and rise. Rise together in purpose. Build intentionally and wisely. Lead without blame today. Stand in your grace, because the word queen, a little bit overused, not judging it, just saying. But the word empress, that's who and what you are, a goddess. Rise in power. This is your moment. This is our moment. There's no getting around it. So what I like to end this with, let me say this to you. Every day you are given an assignment, and that assignment is to know who you are. To know who you are and to own who you are. No one will tell you that it's going to happen overnight, that it is destined to be yesterday. You can do it now. All good things take time. How many times have you heard me say we're in this society now of Insta technology? Few people truly talk on the phone anymore. So much of what was is gone. Great. But a lot of the intimacy and the connecting has left the building. It's time for us to bring it back to an extent that ties in and relates to what's new now, but still keeping the intimacy. Because what we're all seeking, there's so many influencers around now, so many experts, so many icons who are here, who are making tons and tons of dollars on the social media platforms. And I don't know about you, but I look and I say to myself often, I wonder how happy they really are, and are they really in sync with themselves? Our assignment, yours and mine, is to know thyself, connect the heart and soul, stop the competing, comparing, and copying, and get to know people at that level and be true to who you are. You can exaggerate, you can be an extremist, but have some harmony there with that so that it speaks to who you are. My Eagles, each and every Monday going forward this month of March, will be meeting with you. And I always thank you for sharing this time and space with me. I know how immersed we are all in what we're doing. I am sick of the word busy. Everybody's busy, busy, busy. No, you're immersed. You're involved completely in what you're doing. So the time factor is a little bit different for you and for me. Know that I honor your presence, your energy, and your willingness to grow. That growth is paramount for those who want to be the trailblazers, the pioneers, and the front runners of tomorrow. So let me leave you with this. Empowerment without release is incomplete. When you release old conditioning, you create space for the empowerment to rise within you. So join me next week for another soulful conversation. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Joy Ruffin Fashioning, Femininity, Style, and Truth. I love the ending of that, Style and Truth. Do stay connected. And my Eagles, you wouldn't be here if you weren't an eagle or in the process of becoming. I love in the process of becoming because we're always in the process of becoming. If you want to go deeper and you want to explore many of the offerings and the upcoming experiences that I have for you, it's another way to work with me. Together, we rise. So you can go to joyruffin.com, my website, for something more meaningful, which is always unfolding for you there. And remember the theme, your power in full bloom unfolding. That's the key. You have the power. It's always been there. But now it's time for it to unfold, for it to blossom, for it to go and reach out to all the greatness within you to be shared with others. So my Eagles, stay grounded, stay confident, and allow your light to lead the way. I think my engineer is going to put up a poster for you. And if you're interested, I would love to have you come and join and meet with me in my brand new studio. And we'll discuss a lot of options and possibilities for you. So until the next time, you be and stay well. And I leave you with this, all the best and much love always. Join me Wednesday for Leading Ladies. Until then, much love and all the best always. Cheers.